It is Friday, January 30th, and it's about 11:40 p.m. I am currently in Dallas, Texas, and basically we're going into Saturday, the 31st, and this is basically like my last day before I officially start my second protocol preparation to go through some serious medical dry fasting, the Dr. Filonov way. And I really had to search for some internal clarity with God and myself and my intuition. Because to be honest, this journey that I am about to embark on again, I really wanted a sacred place to kind of be in monk mode. I wanted to turn my phone off. I'm not taking phone calls. I'm not in social media. And I'm not calling it a digital detox. Like my soul was calling for complete silence, because nobody could understand the journey or experience that not just fasting, but dry fasting, the Dr. Filonov way, it's something you'd have to experience. Like, there's no amount of explaining or talking about it that'll do any justice. It's just something you have to experience on your own. However, I consulted with God, and I have been led and come to a conclusion that it would be an absolute waste of a testimony if I don't at least make a daily video update. It doesn't have to be crazy, even if it's like 8 to 10 minutes long, because I know that God had me go through this to be a testimony, to be the answer to other people's prayers. So I had basically in October of 2020, September of 2025, I started preparing about a month in advance because I didn't have much time, funds, or resources. And before you work with Dr. Filonov and in person and go to these retreats to do this serious medical dry fasting, they don't call it that, but for Americans, people have to understand that this is not your trending juice fast. That's not a fast. It's not a bone broth fast. This is a whole different type of fasting that Americans know nothing about, and allowed me to regain my life. However, just because when I prepared the first time in September 2025 to go to Europe for the very first time to work with Dr. Filonov, I'll be honest, they give you a preparation protocol that most people start like 2 to 6 months in advance. I didn't have that type of time. There were many different things in the protocol. I mean, this was 44 pages you have to read. And when you're sick and you have really nobody's help or support, like, I didn't have the time, the energy. I mean, this was like reading a whole student handbook, and you have to prepare very specifically, which I didn't have the money to do a lot of, there was a lot of things I just didn't have the resources at that time to prepare. So the point I'm getting to is that I prepared the best I could, because there is a very specific protocol for this dry fasting before you go to the retreat in Europe, which I went and I had to prepare. And but when I got there, I personally had to exit the fast early, morning 6, because I had so much liver intoxication. And they tell you there's only 2 reasons you exit the fast early. And that's if your blood pressure is super high or low. Forgive me on that, I'm a little rusty. And then if you just absolutely feel like shit. I had both. And I had to exit. They even told me you need to exit. And you're surrounded, you're supervised by experts who've been doing this for 40 something years. So I got incredible results just from that one. However, I had some flare-ups come back with a vengeance. And what I didn't realize was that, I mean, you would think this is common sense, but you just don't know. And it's like almost repetitive. Sometimes you have to like repeat things to learn it better. So basically what I didn't realize, and I'm getting at, is that for most people, this sort of dry fasting is not normally a one and done. Means you normally have to go a few rounds of these serious long medical dry fast, which means when I say medical serious dry fasting, I mean this means no food, no water, no beverages, no teas, no juices. You're not allowed to even come in contact with water. So you're not allowed to bathe. You're not allowed to brush your teeth. You're not allowed to wash your hands. I know it sounds unhygienic, but the whole point of starving the body of food and water and is basically to starve all of the pathogens, microorganisms, viruses, bacteria in the body at an intercellular level to basically disintegrate disease. And each time you do this, you think of it as like a house. How are you going to clean a big 6-bedroom, 2-story house? You're not going to do that in one day. You got to go room by room. So think of your body like a house, and depending how long you've been sick, what you got going on, everyone's journey is different, individualized. Some people can go through a 9, 7, 11-day fast, which is normally the length of these dry fasts. And for some people, that's all they needed. But for most, you do have to do a few of these back to back. So, and basically I prepared the best I could. I went there. Thankfully, I personally got to go there to go through this, because had I not, there's no effing way I would have been able to administer this on my own with as sick as I was, or with as much as I had going on. And mind you, I was battling Lyme disease, mold exposure, long COVID, mycoplasma, hepatitis, I mean, MCAS, CIRS. I mean, it just, the list goes on, you guys. Like, my little 100-pound body was in a crisis. And, so for me, even though I didn't get to go the full length, I still got amazing benefits. And the thing about this is like an internal surgery. You're not just going to hop up off the surgery table and like bounce back. You need time to recover and heal. And they made it very clear that 2 months after this type of fasting, you're healing. You can get back to work, but you have to be careful with yourself. And it is totally normal to have some, some flare-ups and things. Like your body's healing, so your body's trying to sort everything. But just remember that this type of fasting, it's like cleaning a big, mansion. You can't get a whole mansion cleaned in one day. You're gonna have to go through room by room, and each time you do these dry fasts, you're getting more and more out until you get everything out of your body at an intercellular level, and allow the body to do what the body's meant to do, the way God designed it to heal itself. So where I'm at right now is that on February 1st of 2026, I am going through the Dr. Filonov preparation protocol all over again. And this time I have already, thankfully, been able to purchase all of the tools, the resources, products that I needed to properly prepare. And the reason I had to exit my dry fast early at the retreat was because I didn't prepare properly, but I couldn't because I didn't have the money. So God has thankfully created a space, and my friend has helped provide this space for me as well. So now I have already ordered everything that this preparation protocol called for. So I'm going to be able to prepare properly this time. I understand the importance of how serious the preparation is. Not that it didn't before. I just didn't have the time, money, or resources. I did my best. But let me tell you, the preparation for this is everything. Everything. So I'm going to follow this protocol preparation to a T. You want to take it very seriously. And basically it's 30 days that I'm going to go ahead and prepare my body again. And it includes all sorts of things like 3 to 4 fresh lemons a day, coffee enemas, sorbents, liver intestine cleanse with castor oils, and certain body massages, and it very clean organic diet where you have to remove gluten, eggs, dairy, meat, like everything. It's basically like a very strict organic vegan diet. There's a lot of preparation that goes into before you do these 7, 9, 11-day dry fasts. I know it sounds crazy to some people, and like, I didn't die. I was there. I watched some people go 9, 7, 11 days dry fasting. No one died, nothing bad happened. And in America, that's unheard of. Most people can't go without stuff in their faces, even for one day. Multiple times. We're not designed to do that, first off, people. So that's why it sounds so absurd, because they push it in our face like, oh, you need 3, 4, 5 meals a day and these portions, and that's not true, nor is that how the body was designed. Anyways, it's a discussion for another time. So this is just kind of an update. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So starting February 1st, I am starting the Dr. Filonov preparation protocol all over again. And I'm going to do this for about 30 days. And then as soon as I finish those 30 days, I am going to go into, I'm going to try to push for 7 days this time on my own. I now know how to do it, what to expect. I know how to listen to my body if I need to exit, and do so safely, which means end the fast safely. And then, if all goes well, I am going to record and document this. Each day I'm going to do a check-in, if it's 8 to 12 minutes or so, and just kind of update people along the journey. And then basically I'm going to pause for about 3 weeks. So once, let's say I prepare for the 30 days and then I do like a 7-day fast, dry fast. I'm going to break the fast. I'm documenting everything. And then I'm going to refeed for about 3 weeks. And then I'm going to go into another dry fast. And I'm going to push that as long as I can. Hopefully 7 to 9 days is what I'm aiming for. But if I can at least get 7 days, the first one, 7 days. So I'm doing 2 big dry fasts back to back, so I can really get this shit out of my body. Get the rest of this up, because each time you do this, you're just cleaning the body more and more. Think of that mansion. Each time you go through, you're cleaning, organizing each room more and more. And my little body, and I'm younger, I feel like I have an advantage. And also I'm going to be doing a lot of meditating, a lot of like mind using. I heard God tell me, before God made a way and used my friend and reconnect. That's a whole nother crazy story we'll get into for another time, and all the glory goes to God for that. And my friend, of course, give her credit for how she has stepped in. I could never thank her enough, and she has no idea what I have planned for her on the other side of this, and getting my money right, and just everything. So yeah, basically I'm going to do this whole 30-day preparation, and then I'll go into what I'm hoping a 7 to 9 day dry fast at home safely. I know to listen to my body if I need to exit early. And then I'm going to refeed. Means I'll break the fast, exit it is what they call it, and then refeed for about maybe 3 weeks. I'm going to see how I feel, maybe 4. And then I'm going to go into another big dry fast back to back, 7 to 9 days. And then I'm going to exit safely, break my fast, refeed, and then I'm going to just see how my body's doing. If I feel called, I may end up doing a third big dry fast, but it'll probably be about a month and a half later, no more than 2 months. They made it very clear that with these big dry fasting, that as long as you do them within 2 months of each other, it's like an add-on to what you've already just done. But if you wait over those 2 months, consider it like a brand new fast. So basically you're getting more results the closer you do them together. Because I just got to get all the shit out of my body. You know, so this is my update. Excuse me. It's bedtime. And this is the raw. This is beating Lyme with Lativa. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Like it, share it with someone you know that this could help. And just stay along for the journey. Beating Lyme with Lativa. I mean, I've got so many running thoughts. I'm gonna pause for now. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Please stay updated. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, especially with someone this could help. Please know that I am going to have my own healing course coming up where I'm not going to be gatekeeping anything. It's basically the past 5 years, the pain, the suffering I've been through, the lab rat doctor experiments they ran on me, specialist after specialist, thousands of dollars, and all these different treatments that never worked, actually made me worse. And just everything I did along my journey to help someone suffering on the other side bypass all of that and get themselves better and expedite that process. And that is what my healing course is about. And I also have a book about my whole journey and testimony called Beating Lyme with Lativa, which is in the works. So you guys stay tuned. This is bigger than me. This, I believe, journey God had me go through was a journey I don't wish on my worst enemy. It brought me a suffering that I don't wish on my worst enemy, and a good majority of it I had to go through it alone. No family, no support, no help, no one to hold me at night when I'm having severe, life-threatening, fucking a level of suffering where I'm crying myself to sleep, holding myself, crying on God. That's not fun, man. It's one thing when you go through things in life. It's another when you have like scary medical conditions and nobody by your side to hold you, to comfort you. I'm gonna cry. God has been my covering. God has been my constant when everyone else abandoned me during this journey. And anyone who has been here has helped me. The way I plan to bless them and the way they're being blessed by God is going to be even more than they can imagine. So I'm rambling now. It's late. I need to go to bed. My little braids. Oh, look at my little turkey neck. Okay, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.